Okay, so here, now get yourself muted and listen to the explanation. This is lesson number 3, The Little Girl. We have already finished paragraph number 1, and now we are moving to paragraph number 2. So here it goes. Kezia, mother would call to her, if you are a good girl, you can come down and take off father's boots. So in first paragraph, we have already learned that Kezia was afraid of her father, right? And she was very happy when father is nowhere in house. By evening, when father used to come to house, then mother usually asks her to take off father's boots. On this instruction by mother, slowly the girl would slip down the stairs, more slowly still across the hall, and push open the drawing room door. Why? Because she was afraid of facing her father. That's why the movement of girl is very slow here, slipping down the stairs even more slower across the hall, and then pushed open the drawing room door. By that time, he had his spectacles on and looked at her over them in a way that was terrifying to the little girl. So father used to stare at her. Well, Kezia, hurry up and pull off these boots and take them outside. Have you been a good girl today? So on this, Kezia was asked to hurry up to pull off these boots with a question whether whether she had been a good girl for that particular day. On that, again there was stutter from Kezia answering, I do not know, father, just because of fear. On that, father once again got irritated. You don't know? If you stutter like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor. Now, general information, she never stuttered with other people, had quite given it up. Means stuttering was given up when she was in front of other people. But when she was in front of her father, she used to stutter because by the time she was in front of him, she was trying so hard to say the words properly. On that, what is the matter? What are you looking so wretched about? Mother, I wish you taught this child not to appear on the brink of suicide. Here, Kezia, carry my teacup back to the table carefully. On that, father again got irritated. What's the matter? And then turned to his wife, calling, Mother, I wish that you should teach this child not to appear like this. Why? Because when she appears in front of me in this way, it seems that she is about to commit suicide. I do not like this. And mother calling carry my father calling Kezia to carry his teacup back to the table carefully. Now from Kezia, he was so big, his hands, his neck, especially his mouth when he yawned. Thinking about him alone was thinking about a giant. Please underline this. Thinking about him alone was like thinking about a giant. That Kezia considered her father, that everything was big in him, whether hands, arm, neck, arm, mouth, whatever. So when uh, thinking about this, that father's everything was big, like hand, neck, and all this. So thinking about him alone, if she thinks about her father, then father appears for her just like a giant. A giant means a big person, right? It is also equivalent to a devil. a big man, just like a devil. That father appears for her. Now, next episode. On Sunday afternoons, grandmother sent her down to the drawing room to have a nice talk with father and mother. But the little girl, when came down just to follow what grandmother asked, then she found mother busy in reading either newspaper or some books, and father stretched out on the sofa, his handkerchief on his face, his feet on one of the best cushions, sleeping soundly and snoring. Please underline the term his feet on one of the best cushions. There, sleeping soundly and snoring. Snoring means a sound that usually we make while sleeping through mouth and nose together. Snoring means a kind of sound that is produced by some people when they are asleep. Usually, we include our mouth and nose together to produce that sound. So, when she found father was busy sleeping, mother was busy reading, then she usually sat on a stool and seriously watching her father until father wakes up and stretched and asked the time, then looked at her, and she is busy looking at her father seriously. On that, once again, father got irritated and spoke. Do not stare so, Kezia. Do not look at me like this, Kezia, as you are looking like a little brown owl. That father did not like in her when she used to look like that. Now, next episode. One day, when she was kept indoors with a cold, her grandmother told her that father's birthday was next week and suggested she should make him a pincushion for a gift out of a beautiful piece of yellow silk. So one day there was father's birthday next week, and so grandmother suggested Kezia that she should prepare a beautiful gift. And what was the suggestion? That she should make a pin cushion. That is why I asked all of you to underline the term that father liked sleeping, having his feet over cushions. So that was suggested by grandmother that that would be a beautiful gift on his birthday. And what was to be used? That a beautiful piece of yellow silk. Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides. Laboriously means with a hard work, with a lot of effort, with a lot of hard work, with a lot of difficulty, as she was too young to do so. That is why she faced difficulty, but finally she did that, and she used double cotton, and three sides was stitched there. Now the question was what to fill it with. That was a great question. Anyhow, she searched for grandmother, but grandmother was out in the garden, and she wandered into mother's bedroom. She went to mother's bedroom. She entered mother's bedroom. What for? Just to look for some scraps that could be stuffed there inside the cushion. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case, then stitched up the fourth side, sewed up the fourth side. Please underline the term a great many sheets of fine paper. Done so? Okay, fine. On the bed table, she saw a great many sheets of fine paper. It was very soft, and so she gathered all the pieces of paper and then tore them into many pieces just to, in order to get them small, stuffed her case in the cushion and stitched the fourth side. That night there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Please underline the term hue and cry. Hue and cry means a great commotion, a great disturbance. So that night there was a great disturbance, there was a commotion in the house. Why? Because father's great speech that he was supposed to deliver for the Port Authority, that was missing, had been lost. Now I would like to know from all of you which speech is being talked about here. What had happened to father's great speech? Anyone from my students? Yes, please. Father's great speech was lost. Means which speech is being talked about here? Why there was hue and cry? Yes, please. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Excellent, excellent. That was the same pieces of paper what Kezia tore them and stuffed in the cushion. See what happens next. Rooms were searched, servants questioned, and finally mother came into Kezia's room and asked, Kezia, I suppose you did not see some paper on a table in our room? But Kezia was too young to understand this. She was very innocent and so honest. So, on mother's question, she replied so innocently, oh, yes, I tore them up for my surprise. What? Screamed mother. Mother shouted suddenly, shocked, amazed, listening to this. What? Come straight down to the dining room this instant. Right now. Come down. And she was dragged down to where father was busy walking to and fro in the room with a hand. He got his hands at his back. Well, he said sharply. Father said, well. Mother explained what exactly happened. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? But when father asked, she said, no, maybe she got afraid of. She understood the situation. But father said, mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damned thing. See that the child put to bed this instant. Please underline the term the damned thing. Coming down to text, I would be asking about this damned thing, so underline it. Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadow room watching the evening light and making a sad little pattern on the floor. She cried too much to explain, but maybe could not. Then she lay in the shadow room. It was a dark room, and watching the evening light there, making a sad little pattern on the floor. It happens when we are sad, when we are gloomy, when we are unhappy, then many a time we try to figure out something through our finger or something if we have in our hand, maybe pen, maybe pencil, maybe spoon, whatever, right? So the same was being done by this little girl, some little pattern on the floor, as she could not explain her part to her father well, and father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. So what was that damned thing? What was that damned thing? Yes, it was a ruler. I'm going to beat you for this, he said. Oh no, father, she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. But father was too angry, and so He kept all the bed cloths aside. Sit up and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. Please underline the term once and for all. Once and for all. So, father was going to teach her a lesson that something that does not belong to us should not be touched, right? So, this message should go to you all. As she was too young, too innocent, so she declares there, but it was for your birthday, father. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Shatak! This episode over that she was bitten by father. Hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in shawl, she was wrapped in a shawl by grandmother. Grandmother on rocking chair, rocking the baby, the little girl, and the child clung to her soft body. Why? Because she was crying. She cried much. So, with a sob, she said, "What did God make fathers for?" Underline this. This is the consequence of father's action, that she got this fact, that what did God make fathers for? A question in her mind, meaning that father should not be. Here is a clean hanky darling, grandmother offering him a handkerchief, asking, blow your nose, go to sleep, pet. Here, pet has been used for the little girl, though we should not use this. Pet is used for animals, not for human being children, right? But anyhow, it has been used here. Go to sleep, pet. You will forget all about it in the morning. She also disclosed that she tried to explain the father, but father was too upset to listen tonight. So this episode also over. So till now we have finished what, that a little girl Kezia afraid of her father. Why? Because she considered that her father was so big with hands, eyes, mouth, body, that he appears in front of him like a giant. Another, that when she prepared a gift surprise for her father on his birthday, unfortunately, she tore his great speech on Port Authority, and so she was punished by just got some shot from ruler, right? And here coming down to grandmother, that grandmother was trying to soothe her, that very soon she would be forgetting what exactly happened. Now, next episode. Till now, any question from my students? If you have any question, you can. Else, I'll proceed. Anyone? Yes, please. Please carry on. Great many sheets means it was good number of sheets, means many in number. That's a great many. Okay, fine. Okay, please continue. But the child never forgot. This little girl Kezia never forgot the incident what happened. That is why from then onwards, whenever she used to see him, in front of her, she quickly put both the hands behind her back, and because of fear, a red color flew into her cheeks. There is disturbance from somebody's background. Please get muted. Now, the McDonald's lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. The father, with the baby Mao on his shoulders, two little girls hanging on to his coat pockets ran round and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him, and he tried to catch them laughing all the time. McDonald's, Kejia's neighbor, and this family, they had five children, and she saw all of them playing their tag, a game in the evening. Even father with the baby Mao, the little one, on his shoulder. Other two little girls were hanging on to his coat pocket, round and round. Even once she saw the boys, they were pouring water on him. Hose on him means you start your tap and with water flowing there. So uh, Mr. McDonald was run with water, flowing water. But in place of getting angry on him, on the boys, he tried to catch them with laughing all the time. And here she got another idea. What? Then it was she decided there were different sorts of fathers. Please underline this. When she got waiting, she had a question. Why did God make fathers? Now, when she saw Mr. McDonald playing with his children, another idea that there were different sorts of fathers. Now, this episode also gets over another. Suddenly, one day, mother became ill, and so mother and grandmother went to hospital. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice, the cook. That was all right in the daytime, that Alice was there with the little girl. But when it was sleeping time, bedtime, she grew suddenly afraid. Why so? What will I do if I have a nightmare? She asked. What is nightmare? Nightmare is a bad dream, dreadful dream, that dream that makes you afraid of. That is called nightmare. So Kezia's tension was what she'll do if she had a nightmare. I often have nightmares and then grandmother granny takes me into her bed. I cannot stay in the dark. It all gets whispery, right? She said that she many a time had nightmares, and by that time there was grandmother taking her into her bed, but she cannot stay in the dark because that she receives sounds, right? That she had some sort of whispering around by so many things. On this, Alice the cook said, "You just go to sleep, child," pulling off her socks, and said, "Do not you scream, do not you shout, because your poor pa is sleeping. So she should not wake up at your scream. So keep calm." But what happened? The same old nightmare came, the same bad dream came. What? A butcher with a knife and a rope in her dream, with smiling with dreadful smile. She could not move, could only stand still, and so cried out, "Grandma, Grandma!" And while crying out, when she saw that father was standing by her with a candle in his hand, and asked, "What's the matter, child?" "Oh, a butcher, a knife. I want grandmother." "Oh, matter is that I saw a butcher with a knife. I want grandmother." On this, father blew out, put off the candle, bent down, and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. He put off the candle, carried the child in his arm, and just dropped him in this big bedroom. But on the bed there was newspaper lying, so he put away all the paper there and carefully placed up the child on the bed. He lay down beside her, half asleep still with Butcher's smile all about her it seemed. The girl was half asleep and still there was impression of Butcher, that bad dream, and that she crept close to him. She came close to her father, snuggled her head, put her head, hid her head under his arms, and held his shirt tightly. After that, she felt there was dark around. Why? Because her head was down father's hand, and so she lay still there, as there was, means the dark did not matter for her. On this, father said, "Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm." So here she receives this from her father. Maybe it was soothing for her when she learned that father was asking to rub her feet against his legs in order to get warmth. Tired out, he slept before the little girl. Father was tired for long day work, and so he slept before the little girl. And on this, when she saw father slept, a funny feeling came over her. What? Poor father, not so big after all. Please underline this. Poor father, not so big after all. Why the term not so big here? Anyone? Why the term not so big here? Okay, carry on. Not too giant. He was a giant. Yes, yes, yes. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. That initially she had an impression that father was so big, right? And with no one to look after him. So all good thoughts came over her, that father was not so big and there was no one looking after him. He was tired and there was no one around him looking after her father. Though he was harder than grandmother, but this little girl consumed this as it was a nice hardness, right? Grandmother's body she got as a softer than father, but finally she concluded that father's hardness was a nice hardness, and every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. McDonald. My father cannot be Mr. McDonald. Any Mr. McDonald means like any other father. Why? Because maybe that every day he had to work very hard to run family, and so he got tired to be Mr. McDonald. And finally she realized that she had torn up all his beautiful writing. That is why my father got angry on me. It was my mistake that I had torn up all his beautiful writing there. So she stirred suddenly and sighed. Sighed means a deep breath. That now she started taking her father as good father. On this, father asked, "What's the matter, child? Another dream?" "Oh," said the little girl, "not another dream. My head is on your heart, and I can hear your heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat.